and welcome back to Buzz Banter. I'm Das Hat.
I'm Sam.
I'm Maya.
I'm Rinwin.
And today, well, we're continuing our E3 coverage with the last video of our E3 coverage, Sad Face. This is the closest thing to Sad Face I do. We're just, like, our own opinions and everything on exactly what we liked in the conference, what was kind of disappointing, and
Expectations, disappointments.
all that fun stuff, because everyone else does it, and we're just mainstream like that.
Yeah, we're super mainstream.
We wear suits.
He's wearing glasses, there you go. That's pretty much hipster right there.
I took off the glasses. I'm working circle lenses. Does that make me better?
I'm wearing circle lenses too.
Oh no! It's me!
That's like there's two almonds touching in these next
DC shirt.
DC.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
all black.
All black.
That's...
Nah, you got yellow. You have yellow.
All of you
Yeah, but
guys.
it's DC.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Anyway, yeah.
Anyways,
conference.
back to discussion at hand. So who wants to start about their disappointments? Yeah.
Internet Explorer. That's quite disappointing.
Hey, unlike Chrome and Firefox, it starts up.
Yes, except that one time when Google Chrome crashed and everyone just went, "Ah, you were the chosen one."
Oh.
Anyways, so I don't know. Should I start? Who wants to start?
Oh, you got a lot to rant about.
Okay, so
we're gonna say.
okay,
you for
well,
last.
you know what? I'm just gonna do what I liked about the conference. I'm gonna start with Ubisoft. I mean, obviously they're the big ones. Halo 4 and Assassin's Creed 3 obviously looking fantastic. My biggest exciting game was a new IP by Ubisoft Montreal, the guys who did Deus Ex. Deus Ex kind of shows in this one, but it's called Watch Dogs.
Woo!
This is a new IP. Has elements of like Splinter Cell. This thing is incredible. Now, first let's talk about gameplay here. You have to hack other people. It's kind of like an espionage type of thing. A little bit, but we really don't know anything about the character. Actually, we kind of found out some personal things about it. Because when you hack other characters, you find out really, really intimate details about their lives. Because the whole thing is like, you're not an individual anymore, you are what your information is, your digital footprint. Like, that's essentially the theme around this thing.
So Facebook generation.
It seems really realistic because it's kind of like what happened to us. There's a little bit of a lore to it. But essentially what happened, he hacked this one person, and if you look, it gives you all the information, like this, this, and this. Two of the things that you find out is that the guy was HIV positive, he had a restraining order against him, and you found out his annual income. And these are all things you can use as you're speaking to this person to blackmail them. And that was, like, essentially it. Like, you don't know what information's useful, so you get everything. And you even find out things about the character, like he was acquitted of murder.
That's
like, you find super, like, intimate details about characters.
That's weird.
It is really weird, but it's... I was shocked. And one of the big things...
It's
like,
a nice expansion onto your sort of run-of-the-mill gameplay,
yeah.
definitely.
It
And
sounds a bit like Neuromancer, the novel.
It is, essentially.
The idea that information is now a resource that you can use and use to blackmail people is lovely.
Yeah, but
lovely isn't a terrible way.
and we don't know if he's like a terrorist or anything, but one of the things that happens is he gets kind of found out because he's in a club of the guy he's like looking for, and they kind of send security guards his way. He tries to duck out. This one security guard knows, I guess he guesses who he is, and all of a sudden this bar comes up. It's like aggression percentage, where it shows you what the percentage is of a physical confrontation. It goes all the way up to 80%, so immediately he takes a baton and beats the guy just because it's like there's no point in talking to him, he's just gonna punch me,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna get him first. Which was incredible. A little bit of like the Deus Ex thing on how you can gauge a person's like aggressive and cooperative reactions with one of the upgrades that you can get in that game. Because this is made by the same guys who did that, they're also the same guys who are doing Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
These are three of the biggest games, they're doing three of the biggest games, of E3, which was Far Cry 3, Assassin's Creed 3, and this game. This game being the biggest one for me because it's a new IP. And the biggest thing for me was the multiplayer aspect. They didn't really say anything about it, but what they showed was like it kind of cuts out and another character is there and he's kind of like the cop after this guy, and it almost seems like that's another player. So it's almost like the other players not only play the antagonist, but they can play the NPCs, different protagonists, antagonists, all within this one world of like.
Essentially, they're the ghost in the shell jumping in between all of these characters and all.
Well, it's more like the players are the ghosts. They choose a character in the world, almost like that. But it's not like they can go from like it's not like Driver,
so you are
where
the
you go
neuromancer.
between that.
So you are the overarching neuromancer
You are.
AI that's already sentient but can decide whose life they want to watch or mess around with
Kinda. It's more like I get to choose a character and I'm that character for the game.
for the time. Yeah.
And that's what it seems like. I don't know. I could be entirely wrong. What I do know is that they did show one multiplayer feature, kinda. It's with an app, like something like this. And with this app, say Dawsat here was at a cafe or something. He's doing whatever. He's got this thing with him.
I'm usually
and-
drinking espresso at 3
Obviously.
in the morning.
I'm playing the game. I'm being chased by cops. Here, I mean, this is the example that they essentially showed the other people there. I'm calling them up. I'm having a hard time getting through this because I'm hitting red lights. I'm hitting into cars. I can't get away fast
Mostly
enough.
because Young Street's lights at that time of the day are all synchronized.
Well, it's actually Chicago, but
In the game.
in the game. But I call him up. He enters. He goes into the app. He can now access the world through the app that I'm in, and all of a sudden he can change brake lights, things. He can basically grief me. He can help me.
Grief.
Yeah, he'll probably grief me, create red lights and traffic jams so I can't get anywhere away. But I mean, that is amazing because I mean we've had apps affect our games like Mass Effect had, affecting the galactic readiness. This seems way more intimate and way more detailed. They didn't really say if that's all you can do or if you can do more. But it seems amazing to me. This seems like the most ambitious thing for both multiplayer and single player that I've ever seen.
Is
But
there a
it's-
dystopia?
Yeah, it's actually a very
futuristic dystopia?
it's probably the most realistic dystopia I've ever seen because the lore of the world is actually something that is happening now, where we're just basically whatever, like just take Facebook, like I like this, this, and this, so they know what to advertise to me.
Well,
Like
it
it looks amazing.
It does look amazing, and it's a very ambitious project. But I'm worried that it might actually be too ambitious because you saw this with even as simple a game as Space Marine. That game was initially supposed to come out as you would have 4 characters that you played through in this massive sprawling single-player campaign where you fought orcs, Tyranids, and there were like a larger war at hand and everything on this planet. And when the game was released, you had one character, you fought the orcs, there was a bit of a chaos invasion, and it was incredibly repetitive, and sort of every level's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, but here's the difference. That was Relic Entertainment with THQ. They have only ever done the Dawn of War series, which was an RTS. This was their first adventure game, not to mention...
But that being said, even Dawn of War 2's... after Chaos Rising, I think it was Retribution or something.
Retribution.
They basically said, alright, we're going to let you play, like Dawn of War 2 and in Chaos Rising you only had the singular campaigns. And they were very well done, because they concentrated on single characters and a single narrative. With Retribution, they said, alright, we're opening it up again, you'll be able to play a campaign as every race again, but just like what happened with the original Dawn of War series happened again. You have no narrative, you have like a skeletal narrative for each race. You go to the exact same levels at the exact same times, it's exactly the same thing. You just face different enemies.
But that's the thing, you're also talking about a different company. I'm talking about Ubisoft Montreal. These guys did Deus Ex Human Revolution, which was fantastic.
That's true.
These guys were responsible for Far Cry, all the Far Cries, all the Assassin's Creed.
Let's be fair, after the first Far Cry, it hasn't been as good.
Hey, this Far Cry looks... That was also one of my surprises, Far Cry, but I'll get into that in a minute. But Far Cry is still an incredible open-world game. This one looks like it's got a good narrative. Looks insane. Very tasteful nudity. The opening scene was like breasts and sex. That was the opening scene of like their Far Cry 3.
They're not even trying to say that this is a game with substance. You kill people and have sex.
You don't just kill people, but you release a tiger that was trapped, probably going to be skinned, whatever. You kill this thing, it helps you kill other things. You then throw a grenade and kill it. That shows you how, like, disposable everything is, and how just, like, insane probably your character is, or whether you choose to do that or not. That is incredible to me. Sorry. But anyways, back to Watch Dogs. I mean, Watch Dogs is made by the same company that is doing those games. They have proven themselves time and time again that they can do a strong narrative with amazing gameplay. And this is obviously one of their most ambitious projects next to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And I can't wait. This is Ubisoft Montreal specifically, who's shown that they can do games. They've proven themselves with Deus Ex, because Deus Ex was awesome. I can't help but be super anticipating for this, because everything they showed me was incredible. It was the only trailer there that was long enough to give me a backstory. It was slow paced. It let me build up to all these exciting moments, like when he hacked all the streetlights to cause a traffic accident to get right to his guy, and then you see everyone slumped over, either unconscious or dead. Like, you pull a guy out of a car, I don't know why you did it, but he's like trying to revive his pregnant wife who was at the wheel. I think she was pregnant because she seemed kind of like round around the belly.
And if she's not?
And I doubt it, because the rest of her was thin.
Yeah, but your face is gonna be so red.
But either way, the guy was trying to get his wife conscious, because she was like, she looked dead.
Yeah.
Like,
And the fact that she looked pregnant makes it way worse, just for
Well, why
a
is she
villain.
driving?
I don't know. Maybe the guy can't drive. You got a problem with that? I don't drive. You got a problem with that?
Yes, I do. You haven't been paying for gas.
I'll give you the money.
you're the only one.
You're good for it, huh?
Well,
I'm the only one with a job.
And you pay for nothing we do here.
on a different note, I've actually been following like Kojima on Twitter, and he's tweeting about E3. Apparently, he lost his press pass this morning, so I'm wondering how is he gonna tweet more about E3 if it's gone?
He's like, I'm Kojima. How am I not in this? Come on.
Really, you just go, alright, look at the billboard behind you. You see that name at the bottom? That's me!
He would probably still has that
Metal
iPhone.
Gear Rising Revengeance.
He probably still has
It's a
that
revenge with a
iPhone case of
vengeance.
himself. He has this custom iPhone case of himself on it.
So is that your surprise? Is that why you brought it up?
What? No, he probably just shows it up. Shows
Okay.
it and says, "See, creator
Alright.
of Metal Gear."
Anyway,
So you're obviously gushy about it, Watch Dogs and all that.
Not just Watch Dogs. My biggest ones were Assassin's Creed 3, Far Cry 3, South Park: Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is,
That's just gonna be fun.
yeah, it's just gonna be super amounts of fun. And Watch Dogs is obviously, it's not just mine. I mean, you could probably go to any person who's there. Their Twitter feed is all about.
I love.
Sorry, it's all
following
about the
Twitter
Watch
feed.
Dogs.
Moving on down.
I actually love following the Twitter feeds for E3 because everybody posts like all this ridiculous stuff about the actual booths that's happening and like all the crazy products. Like I think like the Squeenix booth has like this keyboard with all the slimes.
Squeenix booth?
Square Enix.
Okay.
So yeah, Squeenix. Square Enix booth has like all these like random custom keyboards, right? And it has like little slimes on them from Dragon Quest. I was like, this is adorable.
That's awesome.
Why do they have this?
Because
Dragon
it
Quest
sells.
isn't even on PC. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I will buy this.
Because you don't play that game. You let that game become your life.
Like Watch Dogs.
And then they have like
So good. I'm sorry.
oh
You are
Sorry.
gushing like a little girl meeting Patrick
I'm
Stewart
like
for the first
giddy.
time.
I love Ubisoft.
I know,
Ubisoft
yeah.
is awesome. They make all my favorite games.